My name is Omar Flores. I'm with the Milwaukee Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression, and today I'm here to speak on behalf of the Coalition of March on the DNC. We've had three primary focuses of our march, and the first is to defeat the number one enemy of all working people, Donald Trump, and this is here and abroad. We saw the work that he tried to do in Venezuela and failed. This is what makes him the enemy of working people, cracking down on labor rights, goading fascists to continue repressing people in the streets. This is what he's doing right now. He's the number one enemy of working people. So our primary objective is to defeat Donald Trump. We've marched on him in Green Bay. We've marched on his rally in Oshkosh as well as Milwaukee. So our second point is to demand that Democrats take action against police violence and to arrest killer cops. And our third focus is to make sure that people keep it in the streets. From that, I'm going to kind of transition to what's happening in Kenosha. Kenosha is my hometown. I lived there for 22 years, and I had actually organized in Kenosha for a time. The issue in Kenosha is that a lot of the organization there is primarily focused on electoral politics, at least sort of like what they call themselves, like the left-wing reaction in Kenosha is primarily around electoral politics. And Kenosha could sort of be seen as a microcosm as to what we see across the country. Kenosha, with their only focusing on electoral politics, you see this explosion because people aren't getting their demands met. People aren't seeing justice. People are still seeing violence against some killer cops. So if we look at Kenosha, we could see what's going to happen all around the country, because what's happening in Kenosha, it's what's happening in a lot of small cities. A lot of people just move to bigger cities to organize like I did. And then, a lot of these smaller cities are kind of left behind. So with that being said, it's really, really important to keep it in the streets in small towns, in cities, in rural areas, and anywhere that we can possibly be. Because otherwise we're just going to keep seeing these uprisings and people getting killed. And, we want to get to a point where we're able to stabilize and have a government that works for the people. I've been out there for quite a few nights in Kenosha since this uprising has happened. We've seen militias out in the suburbs, 20-something people just out supposedly defending their neighborhoods, and they aren't bothered by the police at all. Nobody bothers them whatsoever. And us, on the other hand, when we were waiting outside for Adelana's release and the two other SDSers, they had attempted arresting us when it was them that was dragging their feet for their release. So we very clearly see the direction that this is going. Trump has been rallying his brown shirts for a while now, but we're starting to see those contradictions hash out in real time. And so, my final message is that everyone keep it in the streets, because as we see in Kenosha, rallying around electoral politics is not nearly enough to be addressing this terrible, terrible issue that's happening around the country and around the world. Thank you.